Oh. Fancy seeing you here. Well, back to another episode. We're here doing a little bit of electrical, and I'm going to start making the templates and the panels for the walls. I'm going to start with that bottom half of the wall there. You're not going to be able to see it, but we do need to cover it up, and a lot of things are going to be attached to that. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make templates and how we are going to basically frame this whole van and panel it pretty efficiently and make it look good. So let's get on it. Let's do it. Get to work. Alright, so we're here, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using 1/4-inch plywood and making panels for this wall right here. We may cover this up and upholster it. I'm not sure if we're going to do this specific panel, but most of the panels will be upholstered. Because we may not do this one, it's because it's behind all the cabinets. You're not going to see any of it, but we do still need to make it look good. So when you open up a cabinet or you open up the bench seat, you see it looks good. But where I'm starting here is making my template. So the easiest way to measure and cut the piece of plywood I'm going to be putting in there is take these like little pieces of 1/4-inch plywood. They're very thin. You can use them pretty much anywhere. And what I'm doing is I'm starting in this corner, and I start here. I want my whole piece of plywood to come up here and straight across. So what I'm doing is I start here in this corner, I bring it up there, and I've already sanded this down a little bit to kind of fit into this corner. I could sand it down a little bit more, but I'm going to tack this piece of plywood here, and I'm going to start gluing pieces all the way around and shaping it all the way around the wheel well and down where the floor meets the wall, and as well as right here. So the reason why you want to do it like this is because it is it's very minimal actually measuring and trying to figure out angles. I'm literally just going to be taking this plywood, cutting it to the size I think it'll fit, gluing it in. If I need to sand it down at any points, I can sand it down. But it'll be easier to do it like this around the wheel well and around the whole floor, because nothing in here is really straight. Like I can't measure this right here and then assume that's going to be the same over there. So it could be an inch off, it could be whatever, 1/4 inch. The floor could be, you know, we could be sitting on something different. So that's why using this stuff and gluing it and making that template will be good, because I'll be able to pull it off the wall, put it on my piece of plywood, trace it out, cut it out, throw the piece of plywood in, and move on with it. So here's my first piece. I just got it tacked in there. Little piece of little hot glue right in this corner, and then I'm going to start on the bottom. I have an assortment of pieces. I use one of these. So this is just scrap wood that I'm using. So I'll measure this, and I'll cut this to about 19.5 inches. So I have my piece cut to size. Just take a little tack of glue. I'm going to tack it on right here, and then stick that bad boy on there. Make sure that piece is looking good. And then when we come around the wheel, take a piece right here, basically just start just like that. I'll cut this one right here, take another piece, glue it, and just work my way around the wheel well. Now with these pieces, if you want to get the most out of your wood, you can take it and you can mark it. You know, you can take this and say, alright, well, this needs to be sanded down a little bit. So I'm going to actually follow this line. So here's this size. What I'm actually going to do is tack this on. I'm going to cut this like right here. So this method takes a lot of eyeballing, and it takes a lot of just kind of, yeah, it looks good, and then glue it up. But then in the end, when you pull this piece off and you put it on there, that's when you really like fine tune it and make the line straight and make it look good. So as you can see, I've worked my way across and over the wheel well. I'm following this little indent right here, and then I'm gonna do the same all the way down this wall and the same up here. So I'll follow this down, and then I'll just pop it off, trace it out, and cut my piece and put it on the wall. Alright, so as you can see, I have my template built. It ends right about here, just where an 8-foot sheet will land, and I'm gonna pull it off, throw it on the sheet, trace it out, and pretty much just cut it out, and it'll be good. It'll be real good. And then I'll have another little full piece to fill in. You can see right here, that is where the other piece will go. So right here, this is the back corner, and you can see that this is clearly not square, which means the van is not square. And for me to actually find that angle and get it right, it would be so much work, measuring and cutting and probably wasting lots of material trying to figure that out. When I do something like this, I already know it's right because that's exactly where it is. This has not changed at all, and you know, here's the wheel well. And I'll trace this out a little bit better once I get it drawn out. Alright, if you can see this is my line for the wheel wells. It's not 100% straight, right? This should be nice, like a nice curve. So I'm taking a piece of this wire and just kind of trying to eye it up and hit my points. And what my goal with this wire is to do is just straighten that line out a little bit more. So I'll take a pencil. I can start right here. Usually it helps to have somebody hold it. I'll take it down a little bit here. Alright, well, overall it's looking pretty good. Might need to do a little trimming down there at the bottom. As you can see, this is a little high. Might just sand that off a little bit. But this corner looks good. Down here, fits in there nicely. Might do a little sanding on that, but yeah, overall, I mean, that's like the simplest way to figure out an angle or figure out something that's weird looking, just by making a template and then doing it like this. And then I'll put in a little nailer. So right here at the seam, I'll take a piece of wood or something, put it behind here, attach it, so then this seam has something strong to attach to, so we don't have any problems there. Alright, so here we have our piece. We use a template to cut the piece out to fit to where we want it to go. I have a little bit more to trim off here just so it fits a little bit better. So I have a belt sander. You could use any type of sander. You could use a saw, you could use whatever, but I'm gonna trim it down. This plywood, we're using 1/4-inch birch plywood, and it's really thin, so you know, anytime you take a sander to it, it comes off pretty fast. If you had anything thicker, then you might want to sand it longer or use a saw. But we'll go throw it in there. Alright, as you can see, it fits pretty good. If you look at a corner like this, it's not completely straight and it fits in there good. That would have been hard to do with a tape measure and trying to figure it out just by measuring and cutting stuff. So using templates, it'll save you a lot of time and it'll save you a lot of material. But we're gonna get moving on the rest of this van. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna be doing daily tips and stuff that we're doing along the van build, and you guys are gonna see the whole process of it. Check out the links down below. I will have everything that we're using material-wise and everything that's going in the van. I'll have it all linked in the description below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.